asked for help with this question, so I wanted to make sure that I offered that help. This question asks to find the total surface area and volume. This video will be about surface area. First of all, the shape mostly looks like a prism in that it has two bases, a prism or a cylinder, and the lateral area formula for a prism or a cylinder would be perimeter times height. I highlighted the two bases, and the height is the distance between the two bases. So we're going to need to figure out the lateral area. And what I want you to think about with total surface area is if I dumped this in water, what parts would get wet? And so when I think about it, I think, well, the lateral area for the total thing would be the lateral area of the cylinder, because that would definitely get wet. And then the other part that would get wet would be the lateral area of the prism on the inside. So that part would also be included. So if I'm going to think about the cylinder, I abbreviated that weird. If I'm going to think about the cylinder, the lateral area of the cylinder would be the perimeter of the base. So I'm going to draw just the base of the cylinder. The perimeter of the base would be 2 pi r, and r for us would be half of 16. So the perimeter is going to be 2 times 8 pi, or 16 pi. The other way of thinking about the perimeter formula is pi times the diameter. So the lateral area is going to be 16 pi for the cylinder, and then we're going to switch to thinking about the prism on the inside, which would also get wet if we dunked this thing in water. The base of the prism is going to be a rectangle that is 4 by 6. The perimeter of this rectangle would be 20. So when I do that math, it's going to be 20 times 50. Oops, I forgot to multiply my cylinder times 50. It's the perimeter times the height. The prism is going to be the perimeter times the height as well. So it's going to be 20 times 50. Okay, since this is a cylinder, since this is like a prism or like a cylinder, the total area is going to be the lateral area plus the area of the two bases. Now, if I think about the parts of the bases that would get wet, those bases would be a circle with a rectangle cut out of them. So the area of the base would be the area of the circle minus the area of the rectangle. Going back to my circle, the area of the circle would be pi r squared, so 64 pi because r is 8. And then going back to the rectangle, the area of the rectangle would be 24. So the area of the base would be, oops, I forgot the pi, would be 64 pi minus 24. So then our total area is going to be lateral area, which is 16 pi times 50 plus 20 times 50 plus 64 pi, double that, because two bases, minus 24. I'm going to write that nicer. 16 times 50 pi plus 1,000 plus 128 pi, and I'm distributing the 2, minus 48. I can type all of this on my calculator to get that as a decimal. So that's how surface area for this particular shape works.